Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Be your own kind of beautiful. Plus size, small size, tall size, any size. Be your own kind of beautiful.
Hello everyone, this is Bea Fox, and I, along with Miss Jamila J from the Plus Size Revolution, we're currently in Manhattan. Cold as can be. I'm a little sick. We're trying to get ourselves together here before we go home. But we've been here the entire week, been very productive, and you know, you've been interviewing so many people the entire week we've been here.
Yes.
Now you're in the spotlight.
Oh, well, bring it on.
So, what can you tell us about, you know, what you've been doing up until this point? Let's say about your last year review.
Oh, last year, 2015, it was a really good year. In fact, I started my year here in New York in the same hotel. Last January, it was during the Martin Luther King birthday holiday 3-day weekend, and I attended a boot camp, and a lot of the other models that I met at the boot camp also was here. So we kept in touch through social media, but the boot camp really kind of directed my path, and 2015 was a really good year. I can't remember exactly what I all did, but
Well, you mentioned you went to this boot camp.
Yes,
and
I
you
did.
said that directed your path. In what way?
Well, it just started off the year right, because I had been to New York one other time before that. I did the Queen Latifah show here in Manhattan, and that was before 9/11. I was here February 2001, and then I think 9/11 was September. But so I was excited to get back to New York. But for me, I come to New York to learn, to absorb the plus size industry, because they've been doing it so long, and I'm here to learn, to go back to California and implement things that I've learned here.
Now, each coast definitely has their own style.
Yes.
You know, but there's plus size women all over the world.
Yes.
You know, that plus size is actually the normal size now.
Right.
You know, so when you've done several fashion shows. Last year you put together several fashion shows.
Yeah.
You know, and
We
all
did.
over California. You want to say about that?
we did. Kind of forgot about that. Well, let's start. I think in March we met at LA Talk Live.
Mm-hmm.
That was March last year. March, April, May. I got involved with the Black Berkeley Repertory Theater. We did two fashion shows there. One with Christopher Williams. That was in April. And then we came back in June and we did like a swimsuit fashion show. From there we did a white party in Oakland, and then we did the Black Expo in downtown Oakland. So we brought the plus size revolution to California. This year I'd like to do some more fashion shows.
Well, before you step into this year, you were also in Sacramento Good Morning America.
We sure was.
She was. You know, I had the pleasure of joining her.
Yeah.
And the thing about Jamila is she caters to women of all sizes and all ethnicities. And as a matter of fact, if you see her runway shows, she has a diverse
sizes,
genre.
shapes, ethnicities, races. We want to appeal to the masses of women. But speaking of Good Day Sacramento, we did that in September for Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week last year. And now we're here for Fashion Week.
Fashion Week New York.
I mean, can you believe it? Yeah, that's what we did. Good Day Sacramento. She's talking about, it's Mercedes, Courtney, it's Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. We have some plus-size models. And now we're here in New York.
Yeah, and the interviews that we'll be able to share with everybody once they start airing.
Yeah.
But you also, we talked about, you did a radio show recently.
Yes.
And in that radio show,
good.
She was able to share something very close to her, which I would like her to share with all of you, because this is Black History Month. But your heritage should be celebrated every day because it's a part of you.
Every day.
And
but you can't celebrate your heritage if you don't know it.
Exactly.
And so I bugged you for how long? Like 3 months, 4 months, every day.
I lost track.
There's a historical African American town founded by Colonel Allen Allensworth, and that was in 1904. And it's really maybe an hour and a half from Los Angeles, and it is a state park.
It's in Central California.
Central California. It's a state park, and my grandmother used to live there. She used to live doors away from Allensworth. And we would travel from Oakland to LA because my mother had family in Los Angeles. And, Wasco, Allensworth would always be the place where we stopped and rest and ate. And I had relatives in Wasco. And so we would travel from Oakland to LA, and we would stop in Allensworth. And we would call Allensworth Green Acres. I don't know. Maybe I'm dating myself, but Google Green Acres. It was like the Ragley Farm, the talking pig.
There's no grass.
No grass. But we equated Allensworth to Green Acres, and my grandmother, she moved out of the city to Allensworth. But little did I know that Allensworth was a historical black town founded in 1904. And so there's an opportunity to do a tour there. I'm going to be presenting some of that footage we did on the show. But I think with Allensworth, it saddens me because nobody knows about Allensworth, but it's so dry. And if you do your research, you'll know that there was a conspiracy to, first of all, move the railroad stop away from the town, and then there was arsenic in the water. So they poisoned the water. And if you do your research, it's not only Allensworth, it's right here in Manhattan, was a black town founded by African Americans. They took the land and they made, I think there was Wall Street, and there was another place in New York. But if you do your research, you'll find Tulsa, Oklahoma. They called it the Black Wall Street. They burnt it down over and over. They rebuilt that town. But they continuously burnt that town down. So Allensworth was something really close to my heart. It really was. And we drove through Allensworth. My car is, sometimes my car is touch and go. And we drove through there. And we were just looking for location, and I wanted you to see, Allensworth. And I said, babe, can you feel the spirits? You remember, I could feel the spirits saying, tell my story.
It's
tell my
definitely
story.
a town where a lot of history you can feel the history.
Yeah.
And the land is not the most attractive. It is out in the middle of nowhere. And she mentioned the railroad tracks, and that was very important back in the day, because in the Central Valley, before Highway 99 was built, you had nothing but railroad tracks.
That's it.
And anything near the railroad tracks was thriving.
Yes.
Because of...
That's how they receive their
Exactly,
commerce.
exactly.
Yeah.
So this town was definitely very important, and
booming.
she definitely... I'm glad that I was able to capture what she wanted, and she wrote a story.
Yes.
She wrote a story, and it was published.
Yeah, it's going to be published.
She actually showed me the pictures of while we were here in
Yeah.
Manhattan, and she said, "Look, here's my story."
Yeah, it's on a website. It's BEUTIFUL magazine. They have been very supportive of me. I love to write, and I just submit my articles everywhere. I've been published in the Caribbean, Africa, Canada, all over the world. And to me, writing is a reflection of me. I love telling stories. It's an opportunity to write about a town like Allensworth, where nobody's never heard of it. I had a truck driver. I posted the story that I showed you on my social media page, Facebook, and he said, I pass by that every day, and I didn't know it was a historical black town. And he said, when I get time, I'm gonna go check it out. And I just want to recommend, if you have kids, take the tour. It's our history, it's our legacy. Allensworth, California. Check it out.
It's definitely something that you want to be able to share.
Yeah, you
The
should be
generations to
proud
come.
of it.
It's
Yeah.
been conserved for a reason,
Right.
and so we should definitely take advantage of it. But not only is she a writer, she's a designer, but she's a very hardworking woman. And we're out here in New York dealing with weather that is definitely not California status.
Ooh, it's cold
Cold.
weather. I never knew the cold could hurt. I didn't know that. I've been to Lake Tahoe and snow, and my son plays hockey, and I'm in the hockey rink, and it's cold. But this cold hurts. I mean,
Well,
it
you
hurts
don't
your
feel your
eyeballs.
You don't feel your
It hurts your
face.
nose.
Yeah, you don't feel anything it touches. It's like, now I know what Botox feels like. Can't move anything. But she's working on a very special project, a very unique line, which I'm really excited to be a part of, and just to see the reaction that it's received. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect it.
But I told you. It's like, all I can say is I told you. It is a line inspired by African art and African fabrics and really beautiful colors, and just a totally unique line. And I've sold these clothes for about 17 years, and now I have opportunity to really get into designing and manufacturing this line, and we'll show you some pieces. Because we did some awesome photo shoots, and Ms. Fox was surprised that people of all ethnicities really love the line. It's comfortable, it's colorful,
It's
beautiful,
very comfortable, and it's very beautiful, and
it's different.
Sexy in its own way.
Yeah,
I can't describe it, but it's just so regal.
Yeah.
It's very regal. And we were doing the photo shoot, and I was going up and down changing, and people were like coming up to me and saying, "I love your outfit," and I was like, "Thank you," and it was completely unexpected. Completely.
Did you give them my card and my website? Thank you. Here, this is where you can buy it. Come on.
Now, you are very versatile.
Yeah.
You are a designer, a writer, a model, an actress, a mother.
Yeah.
Now, we spoken to models and photographers, and the designer we spoke with yesterday, she's a young lady, 10 years old. She, feeling a little nervous about her interview, but you as a designer, you asked her the same thing. What do you look for when you're trying to put on a fashion show? And the ladies, what are the do's and don'ts?
Oh, for models?
Yeah, as a designer.
Okay.
When you're
models,
you're wanting people to model for you.
Wow, it's to me, it's a look that you want to convey. Like, my clothes are really beautiful colors, so I want ladies that are natural. You know what I mean? Natural hair, braids. Would be my preference. Just natural hair. I love big hair. Big hair. But it's not a look. It's an attitude. It's an attitude. Who wants it? Who send their headshots? Who send their body shots? Who send their stats? Their resume, their bio, like that. You can tell people who really want it. So those are the people who will show up when it's time to do a fitting or rehearsal or the actual show. They've already laid the foundation. Okay, they want it. People that okay, I sent in my headshot. Okay, well, I need your stats. I need to know how tall you are, what's your shoe size, what's your bust, waist, hips. I need all that. Okay, well, maybe I'll send it in, maybe I won't. It's an attitude. And it's the same thing when you rock the runway. It's an attitude. When you get on that runway, you are beautiful, you are sexy, you just have this aura about you. Because when we were at the fashion show on Friday night, the MC told the audience, any models, come on up, rock the runway. So you see that energy, It's not how beautiful you are. It's not how long your hair is. It's an attitude. It's confidence. It's self-esteem. So if you wear my clothes and you're Mexican and the people that saw you in the hallway of this hotel is like, wow, she could wear it? But I'm not African American. I'm not, African or a person of color. It doesn't matter. It was the attitude you had, So that's what I'm looking for. And consistency. And consistency. I don't want people to jump on the bandwagon when I sell, $30 million worth of clothes. This is where you start building people, your team. It's loyalty. And this is how you build your brand.
Now, after every, when you before you conclude an interview, you always say, look into the camera. What would you tell our audience? Last time you told me, what do you tell that little girl? No, but what would you tell our audience? Because you're being watched. People are looking at you, every move. You know what I mean?
What do you want me to tell them about what?
I need you to tell them,
what?
That it's not an easy road. How has the sacrifices, are they worth it for you? Getting sick, being cold, getting up early, not sleeping.
To me, there's no question. The sacrifices, I don't feel like I've sacrificed anything. I think my platform, I mean, the journey, after every interview, it's something that people can take with them and apply it to their own lives. So for me, it's not a sacrifice. It's something that I love doing. I enjoy doing it. I just want to do it more. I want to go to every fashion week in every city. Full figure fashion week in every city, in London, in Germany, all over the world. I want to be there as a fashion commentator and a designer and a writer. I'm going to write about this. I'm going to write about this experience. I'm going to put this experience on TV. And it's just a part of all that I am. There's no sacrifice. There's no separation. Actor, models, those are just titles. But it's just what I do because I flow in the creativity of the plus size world.
What's next for Jamila J?
Well, we're doing Plus Size Diva the movie. You're gonna be in it too, Mama.
Oh my!
Yeah, we're gonna be going to Atlanta. I think in April. Magazine articles that I've completed. Hopefully, I'll be on some covers. I have a plus size casting website coming up to bring the plus size industry together in terms of casting directors, fashion show coordinators, promoters, casting agencies. I want to bring the plus size community together at one place so that plus size model, actresses, comedians, whatever you do, there will be a place for you to meet that casting director, that producer, director who's looking for plus size talent.
All in one spot.
All one-stop shopping. There will be a calendar of plus size events.
You're talking about putting a fashion show together.
Oh,
with this new collection.
Yeah, well, that's just aspiration of just putting my line on the runway and just letting it flow. You won't believe how beautiful
Definitely
it is.
going international.
Yeah, we're trying to go international. I have I'm on a online magazine. It's called my section is The Better You All Day. It's a lifestyle magazine based in Florida. I'm also putting content on that. So I just have a lot of great things, coming up. I just pray 2016 will be better than 2015.
Of course. So keep an eye out for Miss Jamila Choice with Jamila J's Plus Size Revolution. And definitely keep an eye out for all the shows that were able to be filmed from the great state of New York here in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And
I didn't talk about what the Plus Size Revolution is.
well, then go ahead.
Okay. And, before I did, I want to thank you for just being with me and just hanging in there. And, sometimes it's rough. Sometimes it's a lot of fun, but it's a journey. And I just appreciate you riding the waves with me.
Oh, you're welcome. I love you and I care for you, and I'm in this journey with you, and anything I can do.
I know that. I appreciate it.
Even though we're all cold.
But I want to talk about the plus size revolution. Maybe some people don't even know what it is and what it means. It's about women from 0 to 30 and just feeling good about themselves on the runway, off the runway, in the boardroom. Whatever you do, own yourself. Just be confident. And society is so hard on us. We're always trying to strive or am I good enough? Am I tall enough? Am I pretty enough? And the plus size revolution is here to say you are all of that plus more. And that's what we try to, every interview, we try to bring something that you can use in your everyday life and make that connection with one of our guests that have gone through a trial or a tribulation, so that we will make your journey a little easier. And it's about being your own kind of beautiful.
Be your own kind of beautiful.
So that's it.
I got carried away. But that's the plus size revolution. And she's sharing that with all of you, and you guys are seeing it develop right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
And we're just happy that, you know, the movement is definitely headed for a plus size friendly environment. You know, we got Ashley Stewart on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, yes, she's a size 14. And you know, and like I said, a lot of casting directors now in Hollywood, they're looking for, they'll call it curvy women, not model type, but real women. So it's coming along. You know, it takes time. New York is on fire, but we're trying to, you know, tug our way to California and make the revolution really catch on in LA, and especially in Hollywood, with people, image is everything. Image is everything. So why can't our images be a part of the collective? You know, everybody's not the same. So
No,
that's the
definitely
revolution.
not. Definitely not. There's a revolution. We heard it from Ms. Jamila J. And thank you again for joining us for another show. And we look forward to seeing you in the very near future.
Thank you.
Bye.
Plus size revolution.
Ciao.